Yo, what's good, world? Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy Gio, and I'm back with another one, man. This one is crazy, man. It's something big right now, man. Bigger than the wildfires, bigger than all of these people, celebrities, everybody getting locked up right now. It's the presidency, man. It's how the world's gonna turn, y'all. And Trump's been making a lot of people mad. Uh, Even though he's been making some happy, as far as the U.S. goes on things that he's going to improve and make great again, improving the economy, things and such like that. But I will say this: he is trying to take over Mexico, the Panama Canal, Greenland, and Canada. And those guys do not like it. They're super mad. Matter of fact, they're beyond that, and they have a lot of words for him. And y'all gonna see in this video on a lot of the things that they're saying that's gonna come in return for this. Taking action. He's signing off, man. He done signed off like 150 different things, man, when he first got sworn in, man. And if y'all see in the video, y'all gonna see all the big dog billionaires, man. Like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon, Jeff Bezos, all the big owner guys, man. It's the billionaires that he's cool with, man, that he had behind him, when he was sworn in, man, that's working with him, man. And I think it was even the CEO of Google was up in there, man. There's a lot of people, man, a lot of big people, man. Um, Mexico, they're not happy. They're super mad because they're talking about the Immigration Act, where they're sending everybody, man. He's doing a massive deportation from California, Florida, Texas, New York, and Chicago. He said he's sending people out there first things first, man. And he got a lot of lawsuits behind from that too, including in California and other states, man, that's not agreeing with that about him sending millions back. But also, they're also mad that he's trying to take over the place, man, and have it part of the United States, which is crazy. He got a special message, and y'all see in this video, Canada, we're doing our trade with them, and that's billions of dollars on the tariffs, man, billions of dollars, and he's trying to cut all of that and bring that back to the U.S., man. He's essentially trying to bring back jobs that's in these countries, man, and bring them back here, man, and take over Canada as well. And they said they not having it, they not with it, man. They're not trying to hear nothing about that, man. And he got a special message for him too, man. So this is crazy. Y'all got to see this video, man. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. The next one, Greenland, man. He's trying to take over that, with the glaciers, the water, all of that. He said it's a multi-trillion-dollar business. They said they wanted to do a vote, and over like 53% said that they would agree in Greenland to be part of the United States. The runners, they have another story to share. At first, they said we'll leave it up to the people, and from there, they wasn't liking it, man. When they seen 53%, and that's a big problem, man. The big runners are not with that, man. They trying to stay, in their own lane. And Trump said, man, he need all of that, man. It's gonna if you brought back all of those countries, the jobs, the money, a lot of the resources, man, that's gonna be coming back is crazy. But then you gotta see that he's trying to hold on, y'all. Y'all gotta see that they saying that your boy Trump, he made like 4 or 5 billion, man, since he had just got sworn in, man. He got a little crypto or some type of thing he got going on named Trump, man, and it went up, man, and in the stocks and stuff, man. And a lot of people not happy about that. And some people saying that it can be a big war that can be started, man, especially with Mexico, Greenland, and Canada. You know, disagreeing on everything that he's saying, man. And this is crazy, man. They got some strong messages for your boy Trump, man. And tell me what's y'all point, what's y'all take on it, man. Y'all gonna see a list of the stuff that he signed off on as well. You know, like 150 things that he signed off on, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all agree or disagree on that? Or, you know, as far as the different countries, him trying to have them be part of the U.S., do y'all agree or disagree on that too? When y'all see these strong messages, do y'all think it could lead to something else with your boy Trump? You know, let me know what y'all take on that, man. This is crazy, big breaking news, man. Y'all got to see this. I'm going to keep this one short and simple for y'all so y'all can check out the content, man. It's going to be a nice little hefty bit of content. I'm going to have to make a part 2 and possibly a part 3 of this, man, because it's a lot of information, man, and it's crazy on the messages that all parties are sending to each other, man. And your boy Trump, man, he was just signing away, man. And, you know, they're saying that they're gonna open up a new company, man, that's, you know, gonna generate, you know, billions of dollars and open up, you know, hundreds of thousands of jobs too, man. You know, which is gonna be a good thing if he can open up more jobs over here for everybody too. But, you know, also he gotta understand that Elon is with the computers, man, the robots and all of that, man. And you know, he got security that's robots and stuff like that. He even said that he wanted to buy out some hospitality companies, man, and replace them with robots and have his own island, man. You know, so it's a lot going on that we gotta cover, y'all. We gotta cover a lot that's going on with this whole entire situation, man. I know people going crazy. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, about this whole thing. When y'all check this video out, man, hit the like button, hit subscribe button, man. Share this video, subscribe, man. Let's run it up. And to the next one, man, I'm gonna catch y'all on, man. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, stay warm, stay healthy, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all on that next one, man. I'm out.
The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others. Thank you, sir. Thank you. The second item, President Trump, is a regulatory freeze, as you announced in your speech, preventing bureaucrats from issuing any more regulations until we have full control of this, the government and this administration. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I have a pen?
The next item, sir, is a freeze on all federal hiring, excepting the military and a number of other excluded categories, again, until full control of the government is achieved and we understand the objectives of government going forward.
Could you imagine Biden doing this? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Sir, the next item, as you announced in your speech, is a requirement that federal workers return to full-time in-person work immediately. Thank you, sir. Next, we have a directive to every department and agency in the federal government to address the cost of living crisis that has cost Americans so dearly. Thank you, sir. The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty. Yes, sir. We're going to save over $1 trillion by withdrawing from that treaty. And the next item, sir, is a letter that will be transmitted to the United Nations explaining that we are withdrawing from the Paris Climate Treaty. Thank you, sir. This next item is a directive to the federal government ordering the restoration of freedom of speech and preventing government censorship of free speech going forward. And lastly, sir, before we go back to the Oval Office to sign a large number of other items, is a directive to the federal government ending the weaponization of government against the political adversaries of the previous administration, as we've seen. Sir, the first is 22 cabinet and cabinet level appointments for your signature.
Okay.
The next one will be, excuse me, the next one will be 47 sub-cabinet level appointments, sir.
But you don't have to sign 47 times.
Thank you, sir. Now 31 acting designations and appointments to effectively take control of the government.
Let's do that.
That's important.
That's important, isn't it?
And we have 15 commission chairman and acting chairman appointments.
Send him.
Commission chairman and acting chairman.
He was #1 at Harvard also. You know that?
Good counsel.
They have something in common.
Thank you, sir. Lastly, we have a proclamation ordering that on all future inauguration days, including this inauguration day, that flags shall be flown at full mast.
Very important.
Approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research. Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. We're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations. We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look and maybe it'll stay that way, or it'll go to get a full pardon.
And the order does require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders. Sir, this is an
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely. This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion based on the current crisis at the southern border. It invokes various executive powers relating to the ongoing invasion at the southern border.
Do you think that there's any possible way that Canada can avoid these 25% tariffs?
Our focus is on avoiding tariffs. We know that if the American economy is going to face see the boom that Donald Trump is predicting, they're going to need more energy, they're going to need more steel and aluminum, more critical minerals, more of the things that Canada sells to the United States every single day. And we are there to be constructive, positive partners. So our entire focus is on avoiding the imposition of tariffs on Canada. If they do move forward with tariffs, our response will be robust and rapid and measured, but very strong. The goal will be to get those tariffs off as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, everything is on the table. If we do move forward with that, we will be there to support Canadian businesses, Canadian industry. It'll be something that all Canadians will pull together on, and we will make sure that no one industry or part of the country is carrying a larger share of the burden of trying to get these tariffs removed than any other region or industry.
The fact is, we need them, and they also need us. Canada is the largest market for the U.S. in the world, larger than China, Japan, the UK, and France combined. It is also the case that the things we sell to the United States are the things they really need. We sell them oil, we sell them electricity, we sell them critical minerals and metals. The energy the United States imports from Canada is more important today than ever. This is a moment when Canada needs to be united, we need to be strong, and we need to be smart. There are significant challenges. We know that. We also know that there are real opportunities, and we know that by working together, Canada can be successful.
What I have to say to Donald Trump is, you're going to come after us, we're going to fight you like hell. This is what he doesn't want Americans to know, is actually the cost of pissing off Canadians. It's going to cost Americans more to fill up your gas, right? To build your homes, to build your bridges. Because for him, he's like just worrying about him and his billionaire buddies like Elon Musk, and they're going to make billions no matter what. But it's working class people. It's those people who are going to really actually pay the price for this kind of crap that he's pulling.
We will go to the extent of cutting off their energy, going down to Michigan, going down to New York State and over to Wisconsin. I don't want this to happen, but my number one job is to protect Ontarians and Canadians as a whole, since we're the largest province.
It seems Donald Trump wants to build a massive empire during his presidency. First, he'll take over Canada, then Mexico, the Panama Canal, and finally, Greenland. If this vision became a reality, here's what the US might look like. Removing borders with Canada would boost security and cut defense costs, as the US spends heavily on Canada's defense. Adding Mexico would bring cultural richness, workforce, and a booming tourism industry. Greenland's strategic location and natural resources would make the US a true global superpower. And with the Panama Canal under its control, this nation would dominate global trade and energy flows. The combined land area would be 9.3 million square miles, 1.5 times larger than Russia. With a population of over 500 million, this new country would be the third most populous, behind India and China. And with a GDP over $30 trillion, its power would be unquestionable.
Breaking news. Former President Biden granted pardons to family members 20 minutes before the end of his term. Meanwhile, on first day as president, Trump signed 200 executive orders and directives, including dismiss over 1,000 officials, pardoned 1,500 individuals involved in the Capitol riot, and withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement and the WHO. Moreover, U.S. stocks rose while oil prices fell on his first day. Ukraine arrests 2 generals for allowing Russia to breach the Kharkiv defense line last year. Additionally, the commander-in-chief of Ukraine admitted that they cannot shoot down Russia's hypersonic. The president of Panama rejected President Trump's claim of taking back the canal in his inauguration speech. President Macron urged Europe to reduce its dependence on America. Finally, the French president argued that Europe should not solely purchase American arms and called for greater investment in domestic defense industries.
Trump will not be able to visit these countries. Donald Trump is now a convicted felon. This means he won't be able to visit many countries that don't allow convicted felons to enter. No Canada or Mexico for Trump anymore. Cuba and the Dominican Republic are also off limits. In South America, Trump will not be allowed to enter Argentina, Brazil, Chile, or Peru. Trump can still travel to most African countries, except South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco, and Ethiopia. People in Great Britain and Ireland won't see Trump visiting either. The same goes for Ukraine, Turkey, Israel, UAE, and Iran. In Asia, Trump will not be allowed to enter India, China, Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Cambodia, Nepal, Macau, the Philippines, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Indonesia. And last but not least, no Australia or New Zealand. If Trump weren't American and was convicted for the same crimes in another country, he would likely not be allowed to enter the United States.
TikTok is worthless. Worthless if I don't approve it. It has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless, worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion, $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half. In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner.
Did he say that he's open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it. Because he's got nothing.
Would the U.S. government buy a portion of TikTok then, or how would it get that 50%?
No, you'd take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok could continue in business. And they'd have a great partner. The U.S. would be their partner. But the U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well?
be, yeah, it could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You wanted to block TikTok. Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too, I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
So you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after 90 days from today?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be.
It seems Donald Trump wants to build a massive empire during his presidency. First, he'll take over Canada, then Mexico, the Panama Canal, and finally, Greenland. If this vision became a reality, here's what the US might look like. Removing borders with Canada would boost security and cut defense costs, as the US spends heavily on Canada's defense. Adding Mexico would bring cultural richness, workforce, and a booming tourism industry. Greenland's strategic location and natural resources would make the US a true global superpower. And with the Panama Canal under its control, this nation would dominate global trade and energy flows. The combined land area would be 9.3 million square miles, 1.5 times larger than Russia. With a population of over 500 million, this new country would be the third most populous, behind India and China. And with a GDP over $30 trillion, its power would be unquestioned.
TikTok is worthless. Worthless. If I don't approve it, it has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless. Worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half.
The TikTok CEO.
In other words, I think the U.S. should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner.
Did he say that he's open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it. Because he's got nothing.
Would the U.S. government buy a portion of TikTok then, or how would it get that 50%?
No, you'd take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok could continue in business. And they'd have a great partner. The U.S. would be their partner. But the U.S. essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well
be,
in the
yeah,
US?
it could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You wanted to block TikTok. Why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's going to get information about young kids, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too, I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
So you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after 90 days from today?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be.
Mr. Trump, f off. Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, f off.
It is not okay in this House of Democracy. Thank you. Regardless of what we think of Mr. Trump, it is not possible to use such language.
No more IRS, no more Internal Revenue Services. Donald just announced that on January 20th, 2025, will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service. What does that mean? He's gonna, through tariffs, get enough money to come into the country where we as Americans no longer have to foot the bill, where we pay with our payroll taxes and then they just give all the money away to other countries. It's the birth date. Do you understand that? No more internal. It's now called External Revenue Services. Very, very strong and, in my opinion, dangerous thing to say. Just because we know the powers that be are not going to appreciate what's happening here with the IRS. And you're going to have to read through the lines to figure that one out. But this is great, super exciting. This is why we voted for this man.
My wool. None of us have said.
You want to know something?
You've said it.
Okay, you want to put that on my...
You said it.
I'll take it.
Okay, good.
You know what I'll say? yes, if we don't get what we want, one way or the other, whether it's through you, through a military, through anything you want to call, I will shut down the government.
Okay,
absolutely.
fair enough.
And I
We
am
disagree.
proud, and I'll
We
tell you what,
disagree.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck, because the people of this country don't want criminals and people that have lots of problems and drugs pouring into our country. So I will take the mantle. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it. The last time you shut it down, it didn't work. I will take the mantle of shutting down. And I'm going to shut it down for border
But we
security.
believe you shouldn't.
They're pouring into our country. We have to have border security. We have to have a wall as part of border security. And I don't think we really disagree so much. I also know that, Nancy's in a situation where it's not easy for her to talk right now, and I understand that, and I fully understand that. We're going to have a good discussion, and we're going to see what happens. But we have to have border security.
Mr. President, please don't characterize the strength that I bring to this meeting as the leader of the House Democrats who just won a big victory.
Elections have consequences, Mr. President.
Let me just say.
That's right, and that's why the country is doing so well.
What the President is representing in terms of his cards over there are not factual. We have to have an evidence-based conversation about what does work, what money has been spent, and how effective it is.
Two-thirds not being in the affirmative, the rules are not suspended and the bill is not passed.
There you have it. The vote is now officially formal, and we can report, according to the rules of the United States Congress, the House of Representatives has rejected this Republican effort to suspend the rules to go forward into irregular order to try to get that bill passed.
Y es que no aceptamos bajo ningún criterio la declaración de Trump. Ni Trump, ni los gringos, ni su ejército, ni su gobierno tienen nada en Panamá. Lo que está en Panamá es de los panameños. El canal es panameño, la soberanía es panameña, la autodeterminación es panameña. Ellos no tienen nada aquí.
The billionaires who control huge parts of this economy are trading favors with Donald Trump behind closed doors, often where none of us can see it. And what is even worse about the moment today is that the first official policy that Trump is going to pursue here in Congress is a massive tax break for those billionaires and those corporations, paid for by devastating cuts to regular people, Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, education programs. This is a government for, by, and of the billionaires. It's an old-fashioned corruption, and you saw it on display inside the United States Capitol today.
This just into CNN. After revoking the security clearance of dozens of former intelligence officials, including his former national security advisor John Bolton, we're now learning that President Trump has pulled Bolton's security detail as well.
Let's get straight to Caitlin Collins. Caitlin, what can you tell us?
Yeah, we saw a lot of first moves that Trump was making as soon as he took office yesterday with all of those executive orders and a flurry of activity. One thing that went quietly unnoticed is that he also terminated the Secret Service detail that is assigned to Ambassador John Bolton, of course, one of Trump's national security advisors in his first term. This is a detail that was assigned to him when he was the national security advisor then. But when he left the Trump White House in the fall of 2019, Trump actually terminated his Secret Service protection then. And it was only later, after President Biden took office, that later in 2021, he restored that security to John Bolton. So
in other words, we are restoring control of our government to the people. We're going to take those 88,000. Let's see if they'd like to work on the border, because that's what we want them really. So we're going to have no tax on tips, right? No tax on tips.
No one noticed that Elon Musk gave Donald Trump 3 generous gifts to celebrate his inauguration ceremony. First of all, the TikTok platform has recently faced the issue of being banned. However, Musk decided to plan to acquire TikTok and present it to Trump as a grand gift before his inauguration. This decision not only helps him expand his business territory, but also assists Trump in increasing his business influence. Secondly, Musk had developed a batch of advanced robotic bodyguards. After Trump was accidentally injured, Musk unhesitatingly gave all these robots to Trump. They are like the guardians in the manor, patrolling tirelessly everywhere, analyzing the surrounding environment,
leaving no chance for enemies, and constantly protecting Trump's safety. Finally, as very good business partners, Musk will personally attend Trump's inauguration ceremony. This not only provides him with numerous opportunities for media exposure, further enhancing his personal brand and the global popularity of his enterprises, but also enables him to meet more business prodigies and expand his social circle.
Moments after taking the oath of office, President Trump declared that it was the dawning of a golden age in America. But on day one of his presidency, it's clear Donald Trump's golden age is not for the working and middle class. In fact, it's a golden age for special interests. On day one, Donald Trump signed over 150 executive orders, dismantling years of progress on lowering costs for American families, on energy jobs, on lowering prescription drug prices. He made it a golden age for big pharma and big pharma executives. He cleared the way for big oil polluters and halted leasing of offshore wind farms, making it a golden age for oil company executives. Nothing that President Trump did on day one lowered grocery prices. Nothing helped Americans achieve their dream of owning a home. Nothing will help working families earn more and save more.
Que caiga Donald Trump, va a caer, va a caer, va a caer. Así caerá el imperio de Donald Trump.
China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.